So I want to factor out, or factor difference of perfect squares. So the first thing I want to do is factor out any common terms. That could be a value, a number, or a variable. Then I want to factor into two sets of parentheses. Both of the terms must be squares, though. The first terms must be the same. The second terms must be the same, but one sign is going to be a plus, one side is going to be a minus. That's why they have to be squares, because the first two terms have to multiply to the first value, the second two terms have to multiply to the second value. So the first one in the example is 20x to the third minus 180x. So I know I could take 20 out of both 20 and 180, and I could take out of x cubed and x to the first. So I want to take out a 20 and an x. So that will leave me x squared minus 9. X squared is a perfect square because it's x and x, and 9 is a perfect square because it's 3 times 3. So 20x. So x and x is going to give me x squared. 3 and 3 is going to give me 9. And one has to be a plus sign and one has to be a minus. That's the difference of perfect squares. There's a difference for subtracting, and x squared and 9 are both squared. That's why it's called difference of perfect squares. So now I want to factor out any common terms out of 6x to the 6 minus 150x squared. So I can take a 6 out, and I could take out 2 x's, so I'm going to take a 6x squared out. So I'm going to have left x to the fourth minus 25. X to the fourth is a perfect square, and 25 is the perfect square. To get x to the fourth, I'm going to multiply x squared and x squared. That's why it's called a perfect square, because I'm multiplying the same thing. To get 25, I'm going to multiply 5 and 5. One has to be a plus and one has to be a minus. Sometimes you are able to factor out, or factor again, if you had something like x squared minus 16. You don't have to write this part. If I wanted to factor that, I'd get x squared minus 4 and x squared plus 4. I can factor, again, x squared minus 4 into x minus 2 and x plus 2. X squared or x plus 4. X squared plus 4 is not going to factor. But this is another difference of perfect squares. Sometimes that happens.